disastrous man-made Vijayawada floods, I would like to take this opportunity to recall an example of how our former CM of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, had taken contract steps in implementing the solution of Vijayawada, which had a long impact on the people. Madam, every year during the monsoon season, there would be a flooding of people and rehabilitated on a large scale apart from the loss of properties and other things. However, Sri Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu had constructed a retaining wall and the rupees 350 crores was allotted in the two phases, especially in Krishnalanka, Ranigari Tota and Taraka Rameshwar Nagar. As a result of the construction of this retaining wall, the impact of the disasters, especially during the monsoon season, has been reduced. Madam, apart from that, on September 8th, in my constituency of Araku, there had been a huge floods which had been caused due to the heavy rainfall in the hilly areas of Chatraipalli and Madigamallu. In this whole village, there were too many casualties and the roads were badly destroyed. I request the central government to kindly sanction the funds to the State Disasters Relief Fund and the other main concern, even now the restoration of damaged roads. I urge upon the central as well as the state government to kindly complete the restoration of damaged roads, as the roads are the only main connectivity in such hilly terrain of my constituency. I hope the Honorable Minister would be kind enough to sanction the same. Let us remember the original Disaster Management Act 2005, which stands to be amended today as created against the saddening backdrop of the Odisha super cyclone from 1999 and the Gujarat earthquake in 2001 and the Indian Ocean tsunami in 2004 and such tragedies that spoke loud that as a country, we were not prepared for the fight against the natural disasters. Today, as we stand at the end of the year with the several such tragedies, the floods in Vijayawada in my hometown of Andhra Pradesh, the landslides of Wayanad, Kerala and the several more. There is no better time for us to take the responsibility of this issue and move a button forward. In that light, I appreciate the broadened mandate given to the national and the state disaster management authorities by this proposal legislative amendment, making the NDMA and the SDMA responsible for the preparation of disaster management plans at the national and the state level instead of existing system is a welcome change. Allowing the NDMA specify its own staffing need along with the ability to appoint the experts where necessary. It's a greatly appreciated. It is also noteworthy that the bill is sensitive to the differential needs of the disaster handling in the urban and non-urban settings. To the end, I include the Urban Disaster Management Authority in noteworthy achievements. However, there are few shortcomings in these arrangements. Despite devolution of responsibilities at the local level, there is no clear promise or the metric for the devolution of resources to the UDMAs that are newly constituted. This can lead to the hollow promise, creating the toothless institutions that fail to provide the support with necessary. I hope this can be rectified or clarified. Ma'am, efficient resource mobility is most crucial aspect of the disaster situation, where especially time is of essence. Speed and agility is response could have saved the dozens of lives back at Vijayawada, where at least 45 precious lives were lost. Departments such as irrigation, home and revenue and the other like that of the stack in the mitigation damage were mobilized much delayed, leading to the aggravation of suffering. A robust action plan and the alert, agile response was needed for the hour, and this was not meant due to the negligence of the current state government of Andhra Pradesh. In that regard, I appreciate the bill mandating the state disaster response force for the specialist response during the disaster situation, granting the ambit to determine the functions, terms of service and the duties of SDFR to the state is also appreciated in spirit of federalism. It would be advisable to have a non-binding model document with the minimum best standards that can be used by the country to access the preparedness of their states. I would also appreciate the national and the state level disaster database that are intended to be established. The data collection has been given the importance throughout the bill. With today's predictive algorithms and the advancing technology in the climate risk mitigation, I also sure that these data sets, if collected and stored systematically, it can be assets for the future. I hope, however, the clear instructions are provided to the various departments that may be concerned at the ground level and to coordinate with the nodal officers in charge of the database at the district and the urban DMA level to collate and process and store such information as the fundamental base of the data pipeline.
नहीं मैडम रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जाएगा इनको मुझे
प्लीज बैठिए माननीय सदस्य आप कंप्लीट करिए
It is a high time we recognize the disaster relief, mitigation and the right to move on this life with the fair compensation and the support for the life. Property and the livelihood are not just the moral rights, but should also become the legal rights in the welfare state like ours. We saw in the Vijayawada how when valuation of the losses were left on the whims of the state government, affected persons got very minimal and much relief. That cover a little on the comparison with the financial cost of the disaster that taken place in their lives. Finally, map in I appeal to time ahead as well as all of us today to bring the mechanism of the mandatory periodic reviews of the preparedness and the healthiness of geospecific technology and deploying the predictive algorithm assessment for
please conclude.
Foreseeing risk. I recommend the mandatory mock drills for the high-risk areas and the pre-prepared buffers such as alternative hours and stocking relief.
He has commented on our Honorable Chief Minister Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, and also for misleading the House that he was arrested by ED and CBI. But our Honorable Chief Minister Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu was arrested by AP CID in my very own parliament, that is Nandyal. Nandyal parliament is since decades, it has been Congress and YSRCP strongly ruled. But I would like to question Banerjee ji, why do you think Nandyal Parliament has won 7 on 7 assembly seats? And why do you think I have won more than the majority he was boasting about today? Why do you think people of Andhra Pradesh has given clear mandate by Telugu Desam Party with NDA Alliance and Janasena winning 164 out of 175 seats and 21 out of 25 parliament seats. He has also mentioned, he was very sarcastic. I wish he was here today at this session, but he was very sarcastic today. He mentioned our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is walking with 2 clutches, and 1 clutch is Telugu Desam Party. Sir, remember, I thought you were the senior most leader with immense knowledge, but please remember that the clutch you are talking about is not a clutch, but it's a sword. And as you can see, the world has witnessed our leader, Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, who has transformed Hyderabad and Secunderabad into a IT or Biocon hub. How he has improved the farmers' lives, how our per capita income was increased. So, I would also like to remember that the youth of our state have been improved. They were employed under the rule of Telugu Desam Party. Our country coronates to be the 3rd largest economy very soon. And I'm sure Telugu Desam Party is going to become the jewel in that crown under the leadership of Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. Pawan Kalyan Garu, and the future of Andhra Pradesh, Nara Lokesh Garu. For the past 5 years, I would like to remind every citizen of Andhra Pradesh, when the country was developing, YSRCP, the past government, for the past 5 years, it has missed the development bus. The YSRCP, due to its unhealthy fiscal policies, now the state we have acquired is in severe economic crisis. As I can say, Amaravati, ma'am, is there any state without a capital in this country? That is our Andhra Pradesh. I need 1 minute, ma'am. This is the first time I'm speaking. This is the maiden speech. It's just 1 minute. The Amaravati, the foundation was laid by our Prime Minister and Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. But then, after YSRCP came into power, they have opted for 3 capitals, and these 3 capitals, not even a foundation, not even a stone was laid. And Polavaram project, and 33,000 fertile acres of fertile land was donated by our Amaravati farmers, which has gone to waste. And Polavaram project, not even 70% was completed by Telugu Desam Party, but not even 1% was